couple of major handouts in sports today.
You know, we have your regular season and your postseason and your award season, which seems to go on almost as long as all the other seasons. These are the big ones, though. The Pirates didn't make it to the World Series this year, but they did get the two next best things. Last week, Doug Drabek won the National League Cy Young Award, and tonight, outfielder Barry Bonds has been named the NL's most valuable player. His season featured 33 home runs, 114 RBIs, and a .301 batting average as the Bucs won their first NL East championship in 11 years. Well, there should be a... okay, where are we going to go? What is my next story? All right, things should be a whole lot of shaking going on in college football. This is what I meant to say. Yeah, when the college football poll comes out in a couple of minutes, Colorado should be #1. Notre Dame, of course, when they lost to Penn State, should drop a little bit, and that makes things very interesting for the Orange Bowl, because last week they, of course, invited Notre Dame to come down and play Colorado, not knowing Notre Dame was going to lose to Penn State. Now they wish they had Miami against Colorado, but it's not going to happen. Miami's going to go to the Cotton Bowl and play the Southwest champ, probably Texas. Now, things aren't quite so complicated in the Wink TV Top 10 Prep Football Poll. Our top 6 teams are headed to the playoffs or to bowl games. Our number 10 team is Immokalee. The Indians finished up strong after a rough start. At 5-5, Moorhaven finishes at number 9. Port Charlotte, off the big win over Charlotte Friday night, climbs 2 spots to number 8. Barron Collier's number 7, and Lemon Bay, after being upset at Venice, falls 2 to number 6. Now, Charlotte started the year number 1. That loss to Port Charlotte knocked them from 2nd to 5th this week, but they are in the state playoffs. Mariner, after being stuck at number 6 for 6 weeks, jumps to 4th. The Tritons face Fort Myers on Thanksgiving in the Mosquito Bowl. Number 3 is Bishop Verot. The Vikings play at Fort Lauderdale Pinecrest Saturday afternoon in the playoffs. Fort Myers is up 1 from 3rd to 2nd, and Clewiston, the only unbeaten team in Southwest Florida this season, is number 1 for the 7th straight week. The Tigers play at Fort Lauderdale Cardinal Gibbons Friday afternoon in the Class 3A playoffs. Well, that's the final regular season edition of the Wink TV Top 10. We'll unveil the championship poll after all the teams have completed their bowl games and the playoffs. And our final player of the week made the catch they're going to be talking about in Charlotte County for years to come. Friday night, Port Charlotte trailed Charlotte 12-7 with just 35 seconds to play before this desperation pass was tipped right into the arms of Chris Varisco. He took it the rest of the way to give the Pirates a 14-12 win, their first victory ever over the Tarpons. Quite a celebration for Port Charlotte and Chris Varisco. And all our players of the week are eligible for the Wink Sports Award, which will go to Southwest Florida's Player of the Year. We'll announce our 5 finalists next week and award that trophy in mid-December. Now, the Dolphins will really find out how good they are tonight. Miami puts its 6-game winning streak on the line against the LA Raiders. And, you know, the defense, of course, the big reason the Fins are 8-1, with Jeff Cross lowering the boom on opposing quarterbacks. Miami ranks number 1 in the whole NFL in total defense. That deal got quite a test tonight against the Raiders and Bo Jackson. Just how do you go about tackling somebody as big and fast as Bo?
Well, hey, you know, I'll just grab on and call for help. No matter how fast and no matter how big he is, he can't run over 11 guys who put the hat on him. This is another challenge, no doubt about it. Every week seems to be, but you know, for this defense right now, this is a good spot in the season to see one of these challenges.
And our Tom Tidy and Craig Can are on the scene in Miami. They'll bring you the whole story of the Raider-Dolphins showdown tomorrow at 6. The Bucs story, though, is all but over. Tampa Bay has lost 5 in a row, and things aren't getting any better. Of course, they rarely do when you have to travel to San Francisco to play the 49ers. The 2-time world champs kept Chris Chandler running for his life the whole afternoon yesterday, and the Tampa Bay offense could just do nothing against the 49ers as they lost 31-7 to fall to 4-7 on the year. Ray Perkins hasn't said yet who will start at quarterback next week against the Packers. Will it be Chandler? Will it be Vinny Testaverde? Vinny says, I'm not at the point where I say, well, I'm going to want to be traded, but he says, I don't want to be the backup quarterback. That's what he is right now.
Thanks, Ken.